Welcome back to another episode of the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. Hello. Last week we dropped an episode, which is the subtitle is Bitch That's Not Scaling. And the episode I think we called it was, I don't know, something about 200K. See how you see how my brain is? Okay, I think we just dropped it and I already don't know. Something about if you're under 2K, I think this is how you're gonna fix it, right? And so if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to it. I know that that intro of like, hey, I don't even know what the episode's called was probably like, oh my God, it's so juicy. Why you're stuck under 200K and how to fix it was that episode, which is all about how the pieces of what you're missing, right? The pieces of what you're missing to grow your business, scale your business, make more money, and my actual signature framework that I teach inside Breadwinner Energy Academy, what I break down. It's 40 minutes. I know that's long. Listen to it while you're on a walk, on a car ride, I don't know, doing the dishes, doing something boring around the house, but it will be worth it. And after you listen to that, come over and sign up for Breadwinner Energy Academy because tomorrow, I believe when this episode goes out, it's tomorrow, is the last day to join the the mini series that I'm doing inside of the Academy. And the series is called All Up in a Healer's Business. And over the next month, from November 19th to December 16th, we're doing 6 90-minute calls. You guys, I'm going to be exhausted. 6 90-minute calls about how to use my exact process so that you can start to make money in your business next year. You make better, faster decisions in the next year. You will clearly know who your person is, who you're talking to, who you're not talking to. Like you will know your ideal client. So you will always know what to say, who to talk to, how to talk to them, what to post, what you're selling. You will create a signature scalable offer that you can launch in the next year that is at least $2,000. So you can not only sign more clients and make more money, but have more time and freedom, right? Because one container for all your people. And I don't care if you think you're too new and I haven't filled my one-to-one roster, don't care. I not only did not fill a one-to-one roster and moved into group, and made more money with group than I ever did in one-to-one. Then I also taught for 3 years how to build group coaching programs to coaches and women that were even new. But this was what was missing was my entire process that I teach in that last podcast episode. Okay. You will learn how to be magnetic AF. You will learn how to be embodied in your work. You're going to learn how to storytell, not be motivational, not be inspirational, but literally storytelling to make money. You will learn how to make money. You will learn how to make more money. You will learn how to sell, not just putting a fucking CTA in a caption. You will actually learn how to sell. So, if you are a spiritual entrepreneur, a healer, a medicine woman, someone that you consider yourself to make impact and change lives, and you're under 6 figures, you are stuck in your niche is not specific enough. You are changing your things 24/7. You're cycling between niches. You can't make better, faster decisions. You don't have clear foundations like a micro specific niche. You don't have an actual framework that you walk people through. You don't have tangible results that you have stuck onto your offer. You're stuck in one-to-one work. You are doing all the things, but nothing's working, and you spend more time in mind drama than you actually do being in business. You need to be in this room. And right now, not only are we doing this series live, but we are also offering 50 spots at 50% off, right? And then after that, the price doubles. This price will never be this cheap again. You will forever have to pay over 2K to work in these containers with me. So the link is below. Join. If you haven't yet, go back and listen to that last episode. And let's get into today's episode, which is why you're broke. Why healers are broke. And I see it and I've experienced it over and over and over again. And part of that reason is because of what we talked about in the last episode, which was the energy, your identity, your lack of foundations, and your lack of embodiment. And that is required to for you to clean it up in order for you to make money. And if you don't clean that up and you aren't crystal clear on those pieces, then you will get stuck in these cycles and these traps of free shit, free clarity calls, free everything, giving, 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 undercharging, right? Undercharging and over delivering. And don't get me wrong, I am all about over delivering, right? People, if someone new came into my world, they would not only have what on social media, like 500 posts that they could binge on my social account, 601 posts on my Instagram, But they would also be put into my email list where they would be put on a flow, they would get like 6 weeks of emails. They could join the vault where they could scroll back to pages and pages and pages of content and voice drops from me. They could go into the vault where there's hours and hours and hours of free trainings, right? And there is more than enough content to binge, over 200 podcast episodes. There's so much content for people to binge when they come into my world. And that needs to be balanced because that has been created, right, over 10 years, 5, 7 years. That needs to be balanced with asking people to pay you to change their lives. Because at the exact same time, I've collectively made over 7 figures. I've had 6 figure launches and 6 figure years and multi 6 figure years. And I've coached thousands of people. And there's a balance between how much giving and how much taking I do. But I sell every day and I give value every day, right? And so for you, if you are only giving free things and free clarity calls and undercharging yourself and not actually making offers and not convicted in making offers and not convicted in changing lives and telling people you can change their lives and selling results, I would assume you're not making the money you want to make. You're not making 10K, 20K months. You're not making 6 figure years. You're not having 6 figure launches. The problem is your your gifts, right? Like your magic and your uniqueness is not yet fully unleashed because you're hiding behind what you think you're supposed to do to make money. And this is what I see over and over and over and over and over again is women who are hiding behind what they think makes money versus unleashing themselves. Like you want to be paid to be you. You want to be paid to change lives. You want to be paid to make a big impact, to use your magic, to use your gifts, and then you're outsourcing all of your power. Everything's being given for free. You're asking every single person their opinion. You're listening to strangers on the internet tell you prices are too high and the economy and this is what you should do and not do. Your parents, your friends, your family member, your sisters, you're asking for everyone's opinion, most of which who have never done what you can do, who don't have a clue how to run a fucking business, right? And don't have the life you want. And then you're taking their thoughts and opinions and running with them as if that's going to get you closer to the life you want. Your gifts are not the problem. Your magic is not the problem. It's that your identity is. Your shadows are your energy because you are hiding behind what you think you should do. You're hiding behind what you think is relatable and motivational. And I will tell you right now, being relatable and motivational does not make you money. It will get you likes, it will get you follows, it might even get you DMs. It won't make you money. I cannot tell you how many of my clients have had so much engagement and little money to show, where I have almost no engagement and have out earned all of them, right? And I've out earned them because I don't show up to be relatable and motivational. I show up to change lives. And when I show up to change lives, I'm in the energy of being a business owner who's here to change lives. That's what I show up and do. And then I offer to change someone's life by offering, hey, you should work with me. And when I do that, they come in my world. They're like, holy shit, I need to be here. This is so good. I want to be that. Like, I'm embodied in my work. I'm leading what I want other women to do. And now they're like, holy shit, I want that. I want to experience that. I want to feel that. I want my work to be like that. So they join my rooms. They don't join my rooms because I'm inspirational and motivational. They join the rooms because they feel called up to changing their life by watching me change my own and then watching me change others. Okay. The third reason why healers stay broke and how to fix it is pricing. Your pricing right now, probably on time, right? Or your pricing based on what you think people will buy, or your pricing based on what your nervous system feels comfortable around, and you're not pricing based on actual transformation and results because you're not selling transformations and results. And so you're undercharging. Cannot tell you how many times in the spiritual community I have seen people being shamed for what they charge, shamed by other people in the industry, and saying, this should be free, these gifts should be this, these gifts should be this. And I want to know why people go to literal college and pay thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars for a degree, for information, and then they use that to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. But because you were born with magic or born with gifts that you have unlocked, that you have changed your own life with and now others with, is that you're not also meant to charge a lot of fucking money. It's bullshit. I don't subscribe to it. If you subscribe to it, you're either not meant to be in my world or you need to stop listening to it so you can actually make money. Because the more money you make, the more lives you change. The more money and resources you have, the more you change yourself, the generations after you, the communities around you, and all the people who are come across your online business are changed because you have now more resources and more time and more freedom to do other things. Because most of the women in my world also want secondary businesses, or they want to write books, or they want to travel and speak on stages, or they want to open nonprofits. And you can't do those things if you don't have the time and money and resources to do those things, right? Because writing a book is not what's profitable. Like writing a book is not what takes you to millions. And who's buying the book if you don't actually have a brand? Who's buying the book if you don't have an audience that cares about who you are, right? And who wants to hear you speak on stage if they don't know anything about you or your brand or what you've done? And who's opening a nonprofit and losing money or not making money right out the gate, right? So if you want to actually make bigger impact, it's going to require you to make more money. Okay. The reason number 4, you don't actually have a process and a signature framework, and you've either borrowed one from AI, from the internet, from another coach, and it's not your actual lived experience. It is not so closely tied to you that you can tell someone exactly what the process is, why this is the process, where it's come from, what you've seen happen when you didn't use it, when others didn't use it, and why you know this is the process that will change their life. That will be the reason people don't work with you, because people don't want to buy vibes. People don't want to buy, I don't know, let's see, let's get together, let's do this, and that. Like, people don't want to buy that. People are no longer willing to hire people who are not serious about their business, and being serious about your business would require you to actually treat yourself like a leader, would require you to treat your business like a business. It will require you to make faster decisions, harder decisions, future self decisions, and it will require you to actually have processes. It is non-negotiable. You have to have processes. In my world, I teach you how to use your own initiation and your own rebirth that you went through to pull out your process. Before we do that, though, we get really clear on your micro specific niche. Then we pull out your process. Then we decide the results that they get from said process. It must be, though, from your initiation and your rebirth. And now, obviously, if you're a healer, if you're a medicine woman, if you're a medicine keeper, if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, I know for a fact you've been through a spiritual awakening, a death and rebirth, and some kind of initiation, if not multiple by this point. I know that for a fact. That is where your work needs to come from. And that is why it will, for other people, they will feel the energy, they will feel the magnetism, and they will feel the embodiment, because it's literally from your walked journey. Non-negotiable, okay? You have to have a process and a framework. If you want more details on that, go to the last episode. I break that down into more detail. And then the last thing is that you are not embodied in being a leader, and you are not embodied in being a CEO. And what you're getting caught in is being the helper, being the martyr, being everything to everyone, and not actually acting like you're a business owner. I cannot tell you how many spiritual entrepreneurs are like, I'm just not meant to do business. I'm just not, like, my brain doesn't work that way. I just, like, so many excuses. And I will tell you right now, if you do not change that mindset and make a decision that you are a healer, but also a business owner, and in order to be a healer that makes bigger impact, you must be a business owner. If you're not willing to change that mindset and actually adopt the mindset and figure out how to use the mindset, or get in rooms where people have the mindset of being a business owner, that will fail you. Because if you don't have actual business practices, if you don't have boundaries, if you don't know how to run a business, you shouldn't be in business, right? And so that is what's going to separate you from being a freelancer, from going from freelancer to actual CEO. And it is a skill you need to learn. So you need to make a decision right now. Do you actually want to be in business where you work for yourself and you're not a freelancer, and you want to make fuck you money, and you want to have a lot of freedom, and you want to make a global impact? Or do you just want to dick around on the internet for a little bit of money? The choice is yours, but in my world, you're not dicking around on the internet for a little bit of money. You want to be a leader. You want to be seen and sought after. You want to be a CEO. You want to make a lot of money, and it will require you to actually have this business practices and systems put in place. And that is literally why I do what I do. When I was a virtual assistant and an OBM and an agency owner, I helped wedding professionals build their businesses, right? And I was really good at business, and they were really good at being a wedding professional, and they loved being a wedding professional, but they did not love being a business owner, right? And so I consulted and showed them how to run businesses and how to use better business brains. And then I helped them build their businesses until finally I said, you know what? I'm already coaching and mentoring, and I want to go out and coach and mentor. I don't want to build businesses anymore. And after 5 years of doing that and growing and scaling our agency, I moved into coaching. And now, as a coach, again, my specialty is business and strategy and how to make it blend together using the things that I've learned through my own initiations, through my own journey, and how I know what's working and what's not working, and what's worked for my students and what hasn't worked. And so now you get to come in and borrow my business brain as a healer and be good at really good at what you do while having a business that actually supports you to be good at what you're good at. If that is you, you need to be inside the Breadwinner Energy Academy, because for the next 4 weeks, 6 90-minute calls, all of this will be cleaned up. By the end of 2025, you will have such crystal clarity on what you're doing, what you're selling, what you're posting, a scalable offer, how to make your dreams a reality, how to make more money, and how to know exactly what is missing for you to hit those bigger numbers in 2026, and how to operate as a leader and a CEO. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will chat with you on the next episode.